The Bonnie Pit Lad. On the right hand side stands the Bonnie Pit Lad, opened in 1828. Easington Lane's first cycle club was formed here in 1885. The longest serving tenants were the Donaldson family from before World War II to the 1950s. Hetton Feast Monday was always a big occasion, when a busload of women known as the Shields wives would arrive. The place would quickly fill up and rip-roaring time of singing and boozing would start. Pemberton's Bank. The Pemberton family were landowners and were known as the Pembertons of Barnes. Thomas Pemberton built Belmont Hall in 1820 to replace a much older building called Ramside. The family sold the estate in 1960s to a hotel chain, and their name Ramside Hall was reinstated. Looking down the bank on the left hand side stands the imposing former Lions Rectory, which became the Manor House care home. Now closed, it was the site of the old church hall, demolished many years ago. Lillywhite Terrace. The street name is thought to be linked to Lillywhite cricketing dynasty of the 19th century. Easington Lane Lillywhites amalgamated with Hetton Lions in 1886. The White Gates. The boundary between Hetton and Easington Lane was the Stevenson railway line. By 1825 it had been extended south for 1 mile to Elmore Colliery, and here at the boundary there once stood 2 large white gates, which were manually operated when a train required to cross the main road. The locomotives would blow their whistle to warn the gateman to open them and stop all traffic. Some operators would let the school children ride on the gates as they were closed, others would shout at them to get off. The Lions Tavern was built about 1828 by Lambs and Brews Limited of Hettonley Hall. Bramble Hollow Care Home. Formerly the site of Wakefield's Grocers and Butchers, with a slaughterhouse behind. Many of the school children would stand watching on their way home. All the colliery houses that were either side of the road have now gone. Moor House Gardens. The housing estate built by local builders G.M. Pearson in the 1960s, almost 450 private houses. Hetton Lions Primary School. The population of Hetton expanded rapidly with opening of the mine in 1822. There were no schools at first until the Methodist chapels opened their Sunday schools, the first being the Primitive Methodists in 1824. There were some fee-paying schools, but few attended because of the expense. Ray Lonsdale was a former pupil at the school. He is famous for many sculptures around the country, including Tommy at Seaham, the Hetton Mining Heritage Statue and the 3D sculpture of the school badge. Coronation Terrace. Standing opposite the school is Coronation Terrace, a row of houses built in 1910, the coronation year of George V, Mr. Wallace. The school board man lived in the end house. He would visit the homes of non-attendees to determine why. Hetton Aged Miners Homes. Opened March 11th, 1916 by Sir Lindsay Wood. Durham Aged Miners Homes Association is one of the largest and oldest almshouse charities in the country. Established in 1898, the association traditionally provided homes for mine workers, but now anyone over the age of 50 can apply. Springwell Terrace. Originally known as Penny Lane, as water from the local spring wells was sold for a penny per scale. The original Springwell Terrace was a double row of cottages with middens in the centre. Mine workers lived there. Today stands a row of terraced houses built in the 1930s. W2W Cycle Track. Walney Island to Wearmouth is the 152-mile national cycle route inspired by the sea-to-sea route, coast to coast. At this point, following the track of the old Sunderland to Durham Railway, where it crosses the road where there was formerly a narrow bridge. Low Moseley. Past the Nidderdale estate is the place sign for Low Moseley. The old houses were demolished and the council housing was also erected in the 1950s. The only street to not change its name was Coalbank Terrace, which was an unfortunate reminder of where Mary Ann Cotton lived when she was born. Mary Ann Cotton. Britain's first serial killer, Mary Ann Cotton, gave birth to Margaret Edith Quick Manning Cotton on January the 10th, 1873, and was hanged in Durham Jail on March the 24th, 1873, for the murder of her stepson, Charles Edward Cotton. It is thought that he was her 17th victim. Children used to sing the rhyme, Mary Ann Cotton, dead and forgotten, she lies in her bed with her eyes wide open. Sing, sing, oh what can I sing? Mary Ann Cotton is tied up with string. Where, up in the air, selling black puddings a penny a pair. Lime kiln. As we decide the hill along Front Street, looking on the left we would have passed the Wheatsheaf and Black Boy pubs, now converted to private houses. At the right turn in the road, the Grey Horse Inn would have looked down the road, with the Moseley Cooperative store to the left, always the hub of the village. This was called York Street, and further along and in the quarry was the lime kiln, used to make fertiliser and pug lime for courting houses. The valley. Turning to look north, we have this incredible panoramic view in the west towards Consett, the North Newcastle and Gateshead. You can actually see the Angel of the North if you look carefully, and Pension Monument. The area sloping away from us is known as Moseley Banks. The people living in the cottages got their water from a single standpipe in the street. When the water was frozen or turned off, they would go down to the well at the lower reaches and collect water in a pail.